Take a trip with Neil and I to Columbus, Ohio, where we discover a new city we have never been before. And stick around to the end because I am going to do a little show and tell and show you some of the finds that I found in the antique shops in the area. Perfect for junk journaling. Anytime I explore a new city, I am looking for what inspires me as an artist. It's a chance for me to discover new things that I can then add into my art. It can be found in nature, in a museum, at a bookstore, and of course, at an antique shop. And we found plenty of those in Ohio. Day one was filled with old books, art prints, and fabric, stickers, and postcards. The treasures and the inspiration was endless. Today's destination takes us to German Village, where we first grab some breakfast and then head to the book loft of German Village. With 32 rooms, we literally had hours of browsing. It was so fun, and they had books from every genre you could possibly think of. A huge children's section, a spot filled with poetry books, and a shelf I found full of books about flowers. We ended our day popping into the North Market. And I can honestly say Columbus does not disappoint. Except for this cheesecake that wasn't really cheesecake. When grabbing some coffee, I spotted a Blick's art store, and Neil spotted a truck store. So he went into the truck store and I went into the art store. I spent way too much. Today's destination is the Franklin Park Conservatory, where we not only enjoyed all of the flowers and exhibits, but also the large Lego displays that were throughout the park. It was at the conservatory where I was most inspired to paint. I found the perfect spot to paint before we left there for the day. promised, here are a few of the finds that I found throughout Columbus, Ohio. Starting with the book Loft in German Village, I found several books, but I want to show you a poetry book that I found by Wilder called Golden. I can't wait to get into this, and I'm just going to remove this sticker really quick. All of the books there were 5% off the retail market. It has a chapter in here about the magic hour, and I just can't wait to dive into it. I feel like it could inspire a lot of my artwork, and I could also use it in some of my upcoming videos. The next book I want to share with you is The Flowers of Provence by Jamie Beck. This book is full of beautiful photography, and the flower arrangements in it are just right up my alley. It caught my attention straight away, and I knew that it was going to end up in my shopping cart for sure. Jamie Beck is a photographer, and she set up a studio in Provence. She moved from Manhattan in 2016 and began to call this spot her home. I couldn't wait to get this book home so that I could learn more about her and the flowers that made their way across the Provence area. I hope to share more of this book in the future in some of my videos too. One of my favorite antique stores that we came across was the Magpie Market. It was the perfect blend of old and new. First off is this golden little frog. So my grandmother on my mother's side of the family loves frogs. And when I saw this little frog, I just knew I had to have it to remember her by. So cute. There were several pins throughout the store, and it was really cute because they would put them on playing cards, which I thought was really smart. It kind of added to the whimsy of taking that pen home, and I can't wait to use it in one of my junk journals. I did find some new cards. They all tell about each of the flowers and how to take care of them. So I thought that would be great for junk journaling. And then I also found this bookmark, also junk journaling. Probably everything in here is for junk journaling. I do have a couple of cards from the book Loft, and then also from the conservatory that we went to, the Franklin Conservatory. And then I also found some older postcards that have been used. Some older used postcards. And then I also found some newer postcards as well. And I got one for my daughter. Let me grab that really quick. I got this one for my daughter. She likes to do scrapbooking and junk journals as well. And so I thought I would grab one for her. I love stickers. So we grabbed some stickers in German Village. And then in a few of the other shops, I did find a pickle car from Richard Scarry. But first, coffee. And I did find an Ohio sticker. I thought that would be good to put in one of my junk journals. And then I have a sticker from the Conservatory. And then we also went to the Center of Science and Industry in Columbus, and they actually had a Star Wars display, and that's why we went. But we also saw lots and lots of other things. It was pretty cool. And some other goodies that I found from Magpie was this up pen. Super cute. And then I found a couple of frog and toad stickers, and I grabbed them because I have a couple of the Frog and Toad books, and I'd really like to make a junk journal out of them. And so I just grabbed a couple for that project. And then the last stickers, they were also at the Magpie Market, but just those black and white antique stickers. I picked up a few of those. So I really thought it was cool how they interspersed like new things along with old things. And they just did a really good job of blending all of that together. And speaking of that, I picked up this letter G block while I was there, and some handkerchiefs that I'm going to use in some of my junk journals as well. And then also this book called A Children's Garden of Verses. This book is so cool because of the illustrations that are inside of it. A lot of like black and white ink illustrations, so pretty, and I can't wait to use this in some of my junk journals. I will probably rip these pages out and use them in junk journals, or use like one of the poems or stories in some of my artwork. I do add collage to some of my fine art pieces, and I thought it would be fun to add a poem within an art piece soon. We had so much fun going to these antique stores. Probably my favorite part of our trip. Although we did a lot of things, I really liked the conservatory as well with the Legos. But finding all of these little bits and bobs to use in my junk journals is just so much fun and so inspiring. And I hope you found some inspiration as well.